The height of the Monte Carlo, I'm guessing probably 300 to 400 feet high. In the stats that we have on it, I'm not sure, but I'm looking at the number of stories here and guessing that it's probably about, and that this is going to be a very difficult thing for firefighters to handle as you see it spreading to, now it looks like, at least in one section, to some of the lower floors, but I'm guessing it's approximately 300 to 400 feet in height. Maybe a little bit shorter than that. If we pull out, we can tell, and you can count the floors and get a pretty good measure. But it is going to take some efforts for firefighters, some brave firefighters actually, that will probably go inside that casino to be able to start beating back those flames.
The good news is that there are several fire stations in this area and fire headquarters located on Flamingo and Maryland Parkway, not very far from the Las Vegas Strip. So we've got both county and city firefighters. I'm sure every firefighter available being dispatched to fight this blaze. This is one of the premier properties on the Las Vegas Strip. It was actually built sort of a partnership between the MGM, actually Mirage Resorts before it became MGM Mirage, and Circus Enterprise before it became Mandalay Resort. So it's an older premier property, a 3-star rated out of 4 stars possibly, at the time built, again, one of the shining diamonds on the Las Vegas Strip, a beautiful property.
We see no indication of any firefighting efforts right now that we certainly can see. You are seeing the same pictures we have. We have no other information. Obviously, there are efforts being made, perhaps that we can't see inside the structure, but from the outside of the building, there are no firefighting efforts that we can see certainly being made at this time.
But keep in mind, folks, these are our pictures from the cameras that we have perched above Mandalay and from the top of our building, so we're not being able to show you pictures actually on the ground of what's being clearly done to make sure this blaze can be put out as quickly as possible. These flames can be, actually not smoke, this black smoke can be seen from all parts of the valley right now. If there is some good news, at least from our furthest camera, the plumes themselves are not spreading. Mike Chalinas has pointed out that thankfully today the wind is cooperating with firefighting efforts. Not a lot of breeze out there, Ron.
About 3,000 rooms, to be exact, 3,002 rooms in the Monte Carlo Hotel and Casino, with about 90,000 square foot worth of space at the bottom of the casino for the casino area, and the rooms, as you can see, in some of the top floors being consumed right now by these flames that we are seeing live on the Las Vegas Strip right now. It's got 259 luxury suites. Usually those are in the top part of the casino, so I'm probably figuring that some of those are up in that area right now. Actually broke ground in '95 and was finally built in the summer of '96. So we're talking about a casino that is 12 years old, less than 12 years old right now.
Which actually makes it ancient in Las Vegas history, on the Las Vegas Strip.
In some ways it does. The fire continues to spread, and you see behind it again, we've emphasized this a couple of times, and we have no idea whether this is related, but the construction going on behind it, which would be just to the north of it, would be this massive $7 billion city center project that is being built just right behind the Monte Carlo, as we see it engulfed now in flames.
This is a casino. The headliner there is Lance Burton. He's got his own theater. It's a 1,200-seat theater where he performs here, entertaining locals and tourists alike. Again, a premier 3-star property out of 4 stars available, owned by MGM Mirage Properties, which is building City Center, as Ron just told you. We don't know how this fire got started. It started within this past hour. We have crews on the ground there at the Monte Carlo gathering information. This is very close to Harmon and the Las Vegas Strip, down the street from the newly renovated Planet Hollywood, which was the old Aladdin property. Lots of construction going on up and down the Las Vegas Strip right now. We've got some of the most incredible building projects happening in the world right here in that section of the Las Vegas Strip, but we're not aware of any ongoing construction at the Monte Carlo itself, which is an established property.
The closest building to that would be New York, which is just south of the Monte Carlo there. Most of the other stuff to the north of it has the boardwalk used to be, and other casinos that were tore down because of the construction of the City Center project. You see behind it, you can see a little bit of Bellagio back there, and some of the, and so much construction has been going on in that area. There has been just well, quite frankly, the largest privately funded construction project in this country's history is being built just behind there with the City Center project, a $7 billion project that's right behind there. Again, not sure if that's related, but This fire is obviously spread now to some of the lower floors from the top level where this started about 45 minutes ago.
Exactly. What we're seeing a lot of now, too, is debris, which seems to be falling from the roof itself. So we're not sure some of the flames you're seeing, especially on the left-hand side of your screen, if those are actually flames that are coming from hotel rooms, or if this is the result of debris that's fallen off the roof and caught onto the side of the building, because a lot of stuff is falling off as this fire continues, and you see now beginning to pick up speed, moving toward the actual marquee itself of the Monte Carlo. It does not seem to be abating in any way. The good news, if there is some, is that the winds seem to be somewhat calm, but they appear to be, as you see these shifting plumes of smoke, picking up ever so slightly, moving to, in which direction would you judge, Ron?
Oh, that's moving to the, let's see, that'd be to the west, where the smoke is moving to the west right now. If we can back this camera shot up, I'd like to get a wide shot, if we can, of the Monte Carlo to get a perspective again. The size of this casino, okay, we don't get it from that angle, but can you move the other shot that we've got there on the Monte Carlo? Is that a static shot that we've got from the other angle? You can't pull that, you can't pull out on that? But the other angle, obviously, with the flames, okay, there we go. And then if we can lose the graphic to show you the size of that casino, just exactly where it's at, you see parts of the New York, the tower to the right is the New York,
and parts of the roller coaster there.
Part of the roller coaster below it. So you're seeing the Monte Carlo there, and the top part of it engulfed in flames right there.
It started within this past hour in the middle section of the roof and has been spreading lengthwise fairly quickly. We know that there are several fire stations in that area, fire headquarters right off of Flamingo and Maryland Parkway. So clearly, within seconds, fire crews were dispatched as soon as the first calls came in that there were flames on the roof. The flames spreading again lengthwise. We saw, and you can still see, if you look very closely, debris continuing to fall off the top of the roof itself. So we can't tell, as you're looking at the left side of your screen, if those flames are the black plume that seems to be extending down, whether those are flames that are coming from inside or the result of debris falling from the top of the roof and perhaps catching onto the side of the building. We have crews on the ground. So far, we do not have any reports of any injuries or fatalities in connection with this fire.
Okay, we have Casey Smith there. Casey, where are you at right now, and what are you seeing?
Go.
Yeah, Ricky and Ron, I'm just west of the interstate and west of the Monte Carlo right now, where I can see the smoke, the clouds going up at least 1,000 feet into the air. From my vantage point, you can barely see the skyline of New York to the south of it. I cannot see flames at this point. However, the way the smoke is billowing out from the top of the building, I can tell that they haven't been able to get any type of water or any type of extinguishable on it right now. It seems to be, the smoke seems to be trailing off a little bit in a southerly direction. Wind is not a factor right now, but from my vantage point, I really cannot see any type of emergency or fire personnel on the roof at this point. Just once again, I'm just west. I'm on Harmon, just west of the interstate. We'll bring you more as we get closer to the scene. Reporting live, Casey Smith, Channel 13, Action News.
Okay.
Thank you, Casey.
All right, Casey Smith, thank you very much reporting there. We have crews on the scene, arriving on the scene as we speak, and they are setting up right now to be able to give us more information on what has happened in this tragic fire that is happening now live. Ricky, we're about 45 minutes to an hour into this when we first saw the flames right in the center section. If you take where those flames are right now, right in the middle, it was a small fire that has now engulfed the top section of the Monte Carlo Hotel and Casino on the Strip.
If there is any good news, the flames appear to be spreading lengthwise along the top of the casino resort, the property itself, and not spreading down. It does seem to be clear that what we're seeing on the left-hand side of your screen is that those flames or the black plumes were from debris that were falling off the roof, but this fire is spreading with absolutely no check in sight, beginning, as we see now, to consume the actual Monte Carlo marquee. These are live pictures, folks, from our Mandalay Bay camera that we are bringing you. This is breaking news. A fire on the Las Vegas Strip on the roof of the Monte Carlo Hotel and Casino. This blaze began within this past hour. So far, no reports of any injuries, but again, this is breaking news and we are getting this information. You are seeing it live. You've got as much information as we have right now.
The construction you are seeing behind there is the City Center project. Again, this is looking towards the north, so you're seeing the south end of the property basically that now is engulfed in flames. You see the Monte Carlo sign beginning to, the flames hitting the Monte Carlo sign. And hitting that construction area that's right behind it there is the City Center project there that is just near the Bellagio. So in between the Bellagio and the Monte Carlo, you have the construction there. behind that area. The only other building close would be New York, that we saw in that wide shot there that you could see. No danger of any other buildings. I don't think any other buildings are close enough to have any other risks. Certainly at this point, the risk that we are seeing certainly is enough.
And you know, I have to say, Ron, watching this, my heart is in my throat right now, because the last time I saw flames this extensive and this moving this quickly, unfortunately, it brings back just horrible memories of a fire that most of us from here who've grown up here would rather forget, which is the MGM fire, which was a terrible disaster, claimed so many lives on the property where Bally's now stands so many decades ago. The good news is that so many fire retrofitting procedures came out of that fire to prevent fatalities like that, but these flames are bringing back some just very, very bad memories.
Well, and so many were killed from the smoke in that fire too, certainly. Yeah. We have Kimberly Terry now that is, she's live. Where are you at, Kimberly? Are you on the scene?
Where are you at?
Hi there, Kim. Can you hear us? This is Ron. Hi, Kim. Are you there on the scene? Okay, she cannot hear us. Okay, go ahead and cue her and let her tell us what she's seen, where she's at.
Go.
Oh.
Talk.
I'm here on the Las Vegas Strip with a huge crowd of spectators right outside of the Monte Carlo. Everyone watching this black smoke just billow out top of this building. Traffic has been shut down from New York, all the way down to the Bellagio. Traffic can get through. That's because they need to bring emergency vehicles down the street, and they need to have the all clear in order to get down here. There are probably a dozen fire trucks down here, people on edge. One woman just told me 2 men had to come up to her hotel room and escort her down. She's having heart problems, so she's having trouble breathing, but she says that she's safe thanks to the 2 men who came knocking on her door and helped to escort her. I get traffic on the Strip shut down from about New York, all the way down to the Bellagio. A huge crowd of spectators have gathered here just watching the black smoke billow from the top of the Monte Carlo. Of course, I'm down here trying to get the information, and as soon as more information becomes available, I will pass it along to you.
Okay, Kim, can you hear us? Okay, she apparently cannot, but we will make contact with her so that we can talk back and forth. But she talked about some of the people already that have been evacuated from the Monte Carlo. As you see, the flames now are growing and spreading from what we saw as a relatively small fire to begin with about an hour ago that is now spread into major portions. I just received a note that their firefighters are on the roof of the Monte Carlo right now, risking their lives to be able to put out this fire right now. We cannot see the firefighting efforts from where we are, certainly, but from what we understand, there are firefighters there on hand. You are looking at this fire that is on the, appears to me to be on the south side of the Monte Carlo, as we are looking towards the north from that angle.
And we do have crews on. We've just talked to Casey Smith from his angle on Harmon. He could not see firefighting efforts, but we just got word that firefighters are on the roof of the Monte Carlo as we speak, fighting these flames quite aggressively. This fire started within the past hour. So far, no reports of any injuries, but Kim Terry is she has just told us there are people who have been evacuated on the ground, folks having trouble breathing. Folks, if you're at home, please stay at home. Traffic has been shut down on the Las Vegas Strip, of course, to make room for the firefighters and all of the firefighting equipment, so you won't be able to get close to this casino. We would like you to stay home. We'll bring you the information that you need to know as soon as we get it.
Now we have Casey Smith. Casey, can you hear us?
Go.
Yeah, Ricky and Ron, we're positioning ourselves where we can get a live shot, and we'll have a picture for you in just a few minutes. What I am now is I'm on the south side, still on the west side of the freeway, where I can actually see the flames, and I've got to say, this is bad. It's really bad. You can see burning embers falling off the top of the building, and we're just getting around in a position where I can get a better look at this. It looks like the top 4 or 5 floors on the south side of the building seem to be consumed. Now, this is, as you've been seeing with the pictures that we've been giving you, near the center of on the western triad, and as I see, it's burning about and I don't know the number of floors there, but I'm going to say that it's 4 or 5 floors down from the roof on the western side is also burning. The flames probably at this point reaching estimated 100 feet in the air, and the smoke once again is such a black nature that it looks like and I'm not in contact with fire officials yet, but it looks like we can call this one out of control, at least on the southeastern side of the building. We're now reporting, we just saw some more embers going down. They probably are evacuating everything below there, too, because it looks like it's really getting bad, and I would say at this point it would be out of control. Reporting live, Casey Smith, Channel 13, Action News.